With a great vision of India's future, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai put forward the proposal of promoting space in India. India's space program has become one of the world's topmost space sector by a low budget first attempt success missions. In this video, we will take a journey from origin to expansion of ISRO by learning about space in India. Before we dive deep into the topic, let me ask you a few questions. Which year was ISRO established? What was ISRO named as before? Where did first launch happen? In the course of this video, we will be discussing about all this. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, considered as the father of Indian Space Agency, while doing his masters in physics in England, came back to India due to World War. He undertook research in cosmic rays under Sri C.V. Raman at Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. He returned to Cambridge to pursue a doctorate and wrote a thesis on cosmic ray investigations in tropical latitudes in the year 1947. At the age of 28, he founded the Physical Research Laboratory on November 11, 1947 in Ahmedabad, and it helped to develop the nuclear power. He was a great institution builder, and he has established or allowed to establish a large number of institutions in the diverse fields. Dr. Sarabhai was closely associated with Homi Jahangir Bhabha, S.S. Bhatnagar, and Sri C.V. Raman. Dr. Bhabha has proposed space research as a part of Department of Atomic Energy. In the year 1962, with the support of India's first Prime Minister, Sri Jawaharlal Nehru, Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPAR, was set up, and Dr. Sarabhai was recommended to chair the committee. INCOSPAR was later changed into Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, in 1969. Subsequently, the Government of India constituted the Space Commission and established the Department of Space in June 1972 and brought ISRO under Department of Space in September 1970. Does anyone know why Thumba was chosen as the place to set up, and why have they chosen the Thumba, and where this Thumba is? The architect of Indian Atomic Energy Program, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, together with Dr. Sarabhai, were scouting for a suitable location to establish India's first rocket launching station. Such a site should be isolated, near to the sea and close to magnetic equator. In 1962, during their pursuit along the southern coast of India, they came across a quiet fishing hamlet and also a red sandstone church dedicated to Saint Mary Magdalene at Thumba. Thumba was on the outskirts of Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, on the deep coast of Arabian Sea, and it was also close to the magnetic equator. The church was surrounded by a vast 600 odd acre land and lay between the coast and the railway line. The location aligned with the Earth's magnetic equator. क्या हो गया? अच्छा, कहाँ से करना है? थुम्बा से करते हैं फिर। ये इससे थोड़ा ऊपर ले चलिए, थुम्बा वाले से। वाई वॉज इसरो स्टार्टेड इन थुम्बा, उसमें थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो गया, इससे थोड़ा सा ऊपर लीजिए। हाँ, बस यहाँ से। Does anyone know why they chose Thumba? And where is Thumba? The architect of Indian Atomic Energy Program, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, together with Dr. Sarabhai, were scouting for a suitable location to establish India's first rocket launching station. Such a site should be isolated, near to the sea, and close to the magnetic equator. In 1962, during their pursuit along the southern coast of India, they came across a quiet fishing hamlet and also a red sandstone church which was dedicated to Saint Mary Magdalene at Thumba. Thumba was on the outskirts of Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, on the deep coast of Arabian Sea, and it was also close to the magnetic equator. The church was surrounded by a vast 600 odd acre land and lay between the coast and the rail. The location aligned with the Earth's magnetic equator, and it became the ideal spot to start India's space program. With the establishment of a rocket launching site and a research development center. Do you know what is a magnetic equator? Magnetic equator is an imaginary line roughly parallel to the geographical equator and passing through those points where a magnetic needle is horizontal when freely suspended in the air. And why is this magnetic equator so important? The magnetic equator is important because the sky right above the magnetic equator has a stream of electrons that produce the electron jet, and it is very useful for scientists to know about the meteorology, aeronomy, etc. Dr. Sarabhai requested the bishop, Reverend Father Peter Bernard Perseria, to transfer the property for this nation building program. Later, at a congregation, the bishop announced, "This scientist needs our church and the place where I live for the space research program for the country. Can we give this to the scientific mission, because both science and spirituality seek the Almighty's blessings for human prosperity in mind and body." Everyone agreed to it, and nearly 90 acres of the church land, including a primary school, was given for the program. Over 183 families were shifted, and the church and the school were built in another place. While establishing the facility at Thumba, care was taken to ensure proper rehabilitation of the displaced persons, and the coastal environment was protected and nurtured. The church's prayer room was the scientist's laboratory, and the bishop's quarters became the design and drawing office. Thus, the Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, TERLS, was established in Thiruvananthapuram, now widely known as Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC. Image on the slide shows engineer building rockets in the church and Nike Apache for the launch. Today, the church is turned into VSSC Space Museum in Thiruvananthapuram. Every organization has a mission and a vision, which will drive the team to achieve the goals set by its founders. Unlike other space agencies, ISRO's pioneers dreamt for making lives better through space, and the vision was to harness space technology for national development while pursuing space science research and planetary exploration. ISRO's mission broadly aims to design and develop launch vehicles, satellites, and related technologies for providing navigation, meteorology, space science, planetary exploration, and space based applications for societal development. It clearly says that the space technology must be for nation building and to explore the planetary science. Every great thing starts from small steps, and so did the Indian space program. From carrying a payload on the bicycle to making a successful launch to Mars orbit, ISRO has taken a giant journey so far. As you can see on the slide, Indian space program has three distinct elements, namely space infrastructure, space transportation system, and space application. Space infrastructure is about designing and building satellites and maintaining outer space activities. Space transportation system refers to building and launching of launch vehicles. Space application is to make use of data provided by satellites and other ground stations to help people working in every possible step. The sounding rocket called Nike Apache was India's first rocket launched from Turles on November 21st, 1963. The rocket system was loaned by NASA and the sodium vapor payload was provided by French National Space Agency. The launch was a success and helped provide the data for wind systems above 80 km of the Earth's atmosphere. Later, ISRO developed its own series of indigenous sounding rockets called Rohini, and the maiden flight of Rohini 75 was carried out on November 20th, 1967. The Space Science and Technology Center SSTC on Valley Hills near Thumba was established in 1965 to initiate the research on developing components and systems for launch vehicles and rockets. In 1967, the experimental satellite communication Earth station was operationalized in Ahmedabad. It was instrumental in training Indian and international scientists and engineers. Rocket Propellant Plant RPP was developed by the Chemical Engineering Division of Bhabha Atomic Research Center to produce solid propellants in 1969. With the increase in number of rockets fabricated, another facility called Rocket Fabrication Facility RFF was commissioned in 1971 to produce rockets from hardware developed in SSTC. Later, in July 1972, TERLS, SSTC, RPP, RFF, Propellant Fuel Complex, and the Indian Scientific Satellite Project Bengaluru came under the umbrella of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center VSSC. The ISSP at Bengaluru was reconstituted as ISRO Satellite Center ISAC in November 1976, which was renamed after its founder, Professor U.R. Rao, who is known as the father of Indian satellite program. ISRO went on to take small experimental projects to estimate the usage of space applications in India, starting from rural regions with an educational television program. Satellite Instructional Television Experiment SITE was a successful experimental satellite communications project launched in India in 1975, designed jointly by NASA and ISRO. The main objectives of the experiment were to educate the financially backward and academically illiterate people of India on various issues via satellite broadcasting and help India gain technical experience in satellite communications. There are many veterans in the space science, technology, and applications who guided and provided leadership in various scientific and technological development areas. Later, ISRO indigenously built the first Indian satellite Aryabhata and was successfully launched on a Soviet rocket on April 19, 1975. The satellite was 360 kg in weight with a mission life of 6 months, but it was operational for 13 years. Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, the spaceport of India, is located in Sriharikota, the spindle-shaped island of SPSR, Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh, about 80 km north of Chennai. The Space Center, which was popularly known as Sriharikota High Altitude Range, SHAR, was renamed as Satish Dhawan Space Center SHAR on September 5th, 2002, in fond memory of Professor Satish Dhawan, former chairman of ISRO. The site was chosen in 1970 to set up satellite launch station. Features like good launch azimuth corridor for various missions, nearness to the equator, and a largely uninhabited area for a safety zone have made Sriharikota the ideal location for the spaceport. SDSC Shah became operational on October 9, 1971 with the flight of Rohini 124. The development of sounding rocket provided good technical experience, leading to development of India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, capable of placing a 40 kg payload in low Earth orbit. The first mission was completed on July 18, 1980 from Sriharikota range. The project director of SLV-3 was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who later rose to the highest position of President of India. Eminent leaders have led ISRO during the past 5 decades. Dr. Vikram Ambalal Sarabhai chaired ISRO from 1963 to 1971. Professor M.G.K. Menon from January to September 1972. Professor Satish Dhawan from 1972 to 1984. Professor Udupi Ramachandra Rao from 1984 to 1994. Dr. Krishna Swami Kasturi Rangan from 1994 to 2003. Sri G. Madhavan Nair from 2003 to 2009. Dr. R. Radhakrishnan from 2009 to 2014. Sri A.S. Kiran Kumar from 2015 to 2018. Dr. K. Sivan from 2018 to 2022. Currently, Sri S. Somnath is serving as the Chairman ISRO, Secretary Department of Space and Chairman Space Commission. Thank you all for being a part of ISRO's journey throughout. Thank you.